The glue of Christianity is Jesus, who will not abandon his own. And when other relationships let Jesus down, his relationship with the Father sustained him. So the disciples, they're shaky, they're scared, they're unstable. They cannot be counted on. The government was shaky, it was brutally violent. It was inconsistent. It couldn't be counted on. The Jewish leaders were conniving and jealous and self-righteous. They couldn't be counted on. Who can you count on? The only one in the story of your life and my life that actually does what he says. He's really the only one who does everything he says. So the one that we can rely on is the Son of God. And Jesus has told the world exactly who he is. He's the Son of God. He said why he came, to seek and save the lost. We know what he did. He proclaimed the gospel in both word and deed. We know how he did it through perfect obedience to the Father, a reliance on the Spirit, through miraculous signs, through his preaching, through demonstrating faith, hope, and love to the world. We know what it all meant, that we will have forgiveness of sins and life everlasting through faith in his sacrificial death and resurrection. We know what he wants us to do, to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Spirit. What he says, he does. What he promises, he completes. What he instructs, he expects. Jesus brings clarity like no other human being ever has. He's not confused about his message. The only reason why we get confused about Jesus' message is not because of his words. It's because we mix his words in with our desires of the world that have not yet been submitted to the desires of the Father. And so when we're aligned with him, when we're aligned with the Father because he's aligned with the Father, well, we have perfect clarity. If you want direction for your life, I think many of us go through seasons where that's exactly what we need. If you want direction for your life, he'll give it. He will absolutely give it to you. You don't have to wonder. You don't have to be confused. You might not know all of it, but he'll give you what you need. If you want to know how to respond to what you're going through, he'll show you. If you want clarity, he'll give it to you. The things that you need, he's the one that will provide them. The question for us is he the one that you're actually running to? Is he where you're turning? Is he who you're listening to? Jesus' victory provides us with three essential resources we need to follow him: access, clarity, and finally, peace. Peace. Look at verse 33. I've said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart, I have overcome the world. The entire farewell discourse was meant to provide us with one major thing. His disciples with one thing, ultimately us with this one thing that builds up our confidence, again, not in ourselves, but in him. The one thing here is peace. It's not the tranquility of no bad days. It's not experiencing life without trouble. Peace isn't some kind of yellow brick road full of financial success and free from all major illnesses, as long as you have enough faith. People sell that message. People preach that message, but that's not the gospel. That's not the gospel, which means if it's not the gospel, it's a lie.